Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and a happy Monday morning to you. What we're going to do in this video is get your week kicked off, and we'll also talk about the decision for me to do something I've never done before in Raid in relation to the fusion and kind of why that occurred, and I'll get you caught up on everything going on around that. We'll pull up the calendar and talk about planning effectively. We'll go over getting your week kicked off properly, the offers, and everything kind of going on in the community to get you caught up for Raid Shadow Legends as we head into the week. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so for those of you out there that are getting after the fusion here for Lonathero, just wanted to quickly pull up the calendar to lay out the week for you. So as you know, most people that aren't going for the fusion are ranking the epics 1, 2, 3, 4 as of right now. If you were curious on the kind of sentiment around the different epics that are part of the fusion. And then when we dive into this week, right now it is Monday the 8th. So this week is going to be everything kind of right here in this box that we need to plan for. And we'll obviously go over the events that are live in game so that you know what is extremely pertinent and ending soon. But the important thing, obviously, this week is going to be the summon rush right here. That's going to be typically the most expensive event because it revolves around shards and all of that to keep pace with getting the different epics involved for the fusion. But the dragon tournament right here, and we'll go over live in game here in a bit. And if you're curious about the shard rotation for this week, we did just have 2x sacred shards, which means that the order goes ancient, sacred, void. So our next 2x event will be 2x voids, and that will be in about 11 days from now because we will skip a week in between 2x events. So expect this week to be some sort of guaranteed champion summon or 10x type of event. And we will probably know that in about 2 or 3 days. They'll let us know behind the scenes, and then I will update you here on the channel as soon as I know anything. I'll keep you in the loop. And I wanted to talk about really quickly here for the first time ever in my raid career. I think the first time ever. I have missed a fusion or two, but for the first time ever, I've decided to let the fusion go, and I'm not going to be pursuing chasing after the shard events and making sure to win tournaments and keep pace with fragments and all the different type of stuff I need to do to fuse this champion. Now that doesn't mean that I think no one should fuse him or that I think he's a horrible champion. I do have a dedicated video going over him. I'll try to remember to link to it over there if you'd like to check out my full deep dive testing footage and thoughts on if he needs a buff and all the different things surrounding Lonathero. So it's not that I think he's just horrible, but I can pull up the polling here. So you can see, are you going for fusing Lonathero? Now we're approaching 4,000 votes here on the channel poll, and we've got 76% saying no. That number, I believe, has been pretty stable since about 500 votes or so. It's about a 3-to-1 ratio. It has been throughout most of the time here for people that are kind of deciding to let it go. And I'm going to be falling in that 76%, I guess. It's not that I wouldn't want to have him on my account, but with it being a hybrid fusion and with it being kind of difficult to do, I'm just not going to be putting in the effort because I don't see the value that it's going to bring to my account for me personally. Now, for an early game, mid-game player that doesn't have a well fleshed out roster, then I think it makes a little bit more sense because you need to acquire every decent legendary that you can, and he is decent. It's not like he's Pixneal or something. So definitely make your own decision based on your account and your resources and all that. But I just wanted to let you know that I have decided for the first time ever that I'm just going to let it go and just sort of mentally move on to other projects involved in Raid. So feel free to let me know down below what your thoughts are, and we can all stay in the loop and chat about our different decisions involving the fusion, because I would be interested in your perspectives as well. Then as we move to some of the stuff going on in game, we also want to keep you updated about clan versus clan. So this week is going to be an off week for CVC, and your next clan versus clan match will be in 8 days on next Tuesday. So make sure you're getting everything prepared and your typical Monday stuff. Like make sure your arena tiers are right. Make sure you've got your tag team arena defenses set. Make sure you get in the proper classic arena tier, because that can throw off your Hydra keys and your clan boss keys and all that. And then also you're going to have the Hydra resetting here semi soon. So make sure you get in and spend those Hydra keys if you are hitting the Hydra. Then in the tournaments tab, we do have a couple things that you're going to want to prioritize if you are still going for the Fusion, because the Classic Arena Takedown is going to be ending today. And you're going to need to get to 390 points on the far right to keep pace with Fragments. And worth noting that there are 10 core hammers up for grabs as well. So even if you're not going for the Fusion, I would definitely prioritize the Classic Arena today and make sure you're using refreshes and using everything kind of efficiently to make sure you get to that point. And then we're also going to have Champion Training that you're going to want to get to 5150 on the points by the end of the day if you are still going for the Fusion. And also they are fragments for Anchor Light, so even if you are just kind of epic chasing, this is probably one that you're going to want to make sure you prioritize here today before it ends in this Champion Training Tournament. And then for the events, there is only one event live today, and it is going to be the Artifact Enhancement event. You'll want to make sure to get to 3,300 points right here to again keep pace with some Anchor Light fragments before that ends at the end of the day. As we pop in to go over the offers in the shop, I'm only seeing 2 of them right now, but reminds me about something I haven't really talked about on the channel yet, and that is the Tellurian Trials. And we're getting a pretty decent offer here that I want to get priced for you as well, and give you some context on that. But I do want to pull up the announcement here. If you haven't seen this, I haven't brought it up here on the channel, but the summer trials where they did a bunch of those different goals, and some of them were absolutely crazy, and it's kind of been a disaster. But I'll go over Plarium's words here. So the summer trials are already past the half-time point, and as many of you have noticed, the progress seems a little bit slow to finish most of the milestones in time. However, that might not be the case. Let me explain in more detail. When creating the milestones, we used our statistical data to make sure that they are attainable. So having noticed the progress in the trials has been kind of sluggish, we started looking into possible issues. We double-checked the numbers on the server, compared them with those on the counter, and discovered a significant difference between the two. So what happened? The system that dispatches points from our server to the data page with the counter became overwhelmed with new data almost right from the start of activity, so a hefty number of points got stuck in a buffer waiting to be counted. And that kind of reminds me like when a government or a military blames something on a training exercise. This is what that reminds me of. So what happens next? We are preparing to launch a patch that should greatly increase the amount of data the system can process. So all the points will start counting much faster. Meanwhile, the progress bars on the web page might freeze for a couple days or so after the patch is active. It should help the system work through all the buffered data in time before returning to a steady pace of actual activity speed. Important note, number of points might still be insufficient to reach milestones. They were really there's some of the milestones were pretty crazy. We are only increasing the speed of the point calculation process, so hurry up with your contribution to the total tally. Sorry for the temporary inconvenience. This is a new format for us, and sadly technical mishaps can occur. Thank you for your reports and all of that. So yeah, in general, this Tellurian Trials thing they were trying to do ended up, you know, it was an interesting idea, but it's kind of been super underwhelming and a little bit of a minor disaster here in terms of how it actually played out in practice. But it is a fun idea when you have community goals like that. It was just a little bit crazy how they tried to pull it off. But let's go ahead and plug in the Tellurian Trials offer, and I will let you know what I think. So we've got 500K on the silver, and then we've got the tag team arena refills. So arena refill right here. Then for the multi battles, 750 stacks would be what, 350. So we got 350 multi battles, and then the big the big part of this value is going to be the 25 energy refills. Comes out to a fair price of 1778. So this is technically a pretty decent offer compared to what we typically see in game. So if you are a spender on raid, and if you are going for the Fusion and you want these resources to help you along the way, this is definitely one of the more decent offers you're going to see in game. So at least there's that going for the Tellurian Trials. So alrighty, that's going to do it for our weekly kickoff here as we get Monday started and head into the week. Let me know what you think down below around the Fusion and the Tellurian Trials and the offer and everything like that. I really enjoy when the comment section becomes a place to hear your perspectives as well. And lots of fun projects coming your way this week that I'm excited to dive in and get to work on. So subscribe and stay tuned for all those videos coming your way on a daily basis. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.